What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are stuck in the garage today due to a lot of rain outside. So I figured it's a good day to get Panzer ready for Slammedenuff Gatlinburg, where we need to get this thing as good as we can. So we got a few custom things for the car and a few just little changes and upgrades that we got to do before we load it in the trailer and head over to Gat. I guess first things first, let's come over here. As you can see, we still have the Slammedenuff Nashville banner on the car. Obviously, it'd look pretty bad if we rolled into Slammedenuff Gatlinburg with a Nashville banner, so we got an updated one to change that out. Grab us a razor blade, and we can use this to take the old banner off the car.
Everything you do seems like you'd be a pain in the ass alone.
I do it.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, we just went ahead, got this banner installed. This one is satin, as you can see, compared to that real glossy look. And I think it really sets the car nice, because obviously the car is gloss, but that satin looks pretty freaking good, complementing the gloss. Over on that side, I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, kind of on the upper left of the P, you can see there is a little glue line. That was kind of my mistake with the heat gun. Oh well, we're gonna run it anyways. I only got one of these, so yeah, shout out to Jared over at Vossen and Northwest Print Shop for getting this thing done and sent over before Gat. As you can see, if we come over here, we did get it updated for Slammedenuff Gatlinburg 23, and I didn't have a logo, so we just slapped the good old Panzer logo on there, and I think she looks sick. So next day now, the rain has finally stopped, so I'm gonna take this opportunity to get some work done on the Duramax before we leave. We still have a few more things to do to the hatch, but being that that's in the garage, we can really work on that anytime. This guy I've dailied for the past 5 years, and even before that, I'm not sure if they've ever been changed. These brakes are definitely getting low, and being that I pull that trailer all over the place, we pulled it cross country, and then I go up and down the East Coast quite a bit with it, so I don't want to drive to Gat without putting new brakes on it. They are getting pretty low, so we're gonna start right here, rip the front wheels off, get the brakes taken off, replace the pads and rotors all the way around the truck, and I'll feel a whole lot better pulling the trailer 8 hours to Gat. Not gonna lie, guys, these pads aren't as bad as I thought they were, but we're gonna replace them anyways. These things last so long, so either way, I'll probably have these brakes until I get rid of the truck. But you can see they're definitely worn down a little bit, but I think we still had quite a few thousand miles left in them. All good though. Now we're nice and refreshed, a little peace of mind, and I already have the pads in here, as you can see. So let's get the caliper back on, get the wheel back on, and we'll move over to the other side. driver front's all finished up. I'm gonna go ahead, just knock out the passenger side real quick, and then we'll move on to the driver's side rear. This rotor wanted to fight me until the very end, but at last we finally beat the dang thing. I did have to use 2 bolts to kind of pry it off the hub. It was kind of jammed up on the old drum brake there. So once it finally broke free, we were able to pull it off. But I spent a solid 25 minutes fighting that thing. Well, 5 years into ownership of this truck, and finally first time doing brakes. And quite honestly, all the brakes we took off still had, I wouldn't doubt if they had another 5 years on them. Solid. So peace of mind now. These brakes will probably last the rest of my time with the truck, so I'm happy. Ended up having to get called into work last night, so this is Monday. This is our last day to get anything done before the show. And I come into the garage, and our banner that we just put on the car peeled back and is pretty much salvage titled. So that's a real bummer. I don't think we're gonna be able to get another one before the show. I tried to fix it. I got one area perfect, other area, I don't know. I post heated everything, and it's yeah, pulled back for whatever reason. So, and of course, even from a distance, it's super noticeable. I don't know what happened there. If we can't get another one, I guess we'll just have to run it like this, but I'm gonna make some phone calls and see if we can get another one overnighted or something. We do have a few more things for this car, but first, I wanna finish getting work done on the Duramax. We're gonna do an oil change on the truck. It's probably not due. I feel like I did it not all too long ago, but rather be safe than sorry. Got new wipers for the truck, and lastly, the one thing I'm gonna show on camera, if you guys remember when I put the steering wheel in the truck, I actually broke the clock spring. So I've had this one sitting around for like 4 months now, just never really had the time to put it in. But I feel like today, we do have a lot to do, but we should be able to get this in. So let's take the steering wheel out, pull the old clock spring out, and hopefully this isn't too much of a pain to put in. So it looks like we gotta take this bottom panel off, which is just a few clips and some Phillips head screws, and maybe some 10 mils if I remember correctly. And then we got these two guys, which I'm assuming is some sort of bolt up from underneath. You can see the holes there. So we'll just split these, take this off, and then we should have access to everything within the clock spring. But yeah, you can see that thing is no bueno. And I haven't had cruise control, a horn, yeah, really any steering wheel controls because that thing is busted. Alright, so I've gone ahead, I pulled the old one off, disconnected it, got the new one on, ran the wires, connected those. So now this thing should be set in place. It should be keyed to the shaft. We got our snap ring back in. We should be good to break this little orange holder, I guess you could say, to keep it from spinning, because it should be locked now. So this is kind of scary. I'm gonna get this on the tripod, and hopefully we don't salvage title another clock spring. Okay, down to the last step, getting the steering wheel installed. Let's see if I can do this without breaking this thing again. Get this through. There. Now, hopefully this thing doesn't go off in my face right now. Okay, we're all back together now. We can go ahead and hook the batteries back up, and hopefully the airbag just doesn't go kaboom in our face. Or the horn's not constantly on. That's the one thing I'm really worried about. All right, no horn. It's a good sign. This is kind of terrifying. I think what I'm gonna do is actually use the remote start from outside the truck. I think that's our safer bet here. Oh, you know what? It might not, because, yeah, it's not gonna do it because I just hooked the battery back up. So it's gonna make us. All right, well, fingers crossed. I'll stand back here. All right, we got no more airbag light, so that's good. Let's try the horn out. We got a horn. Dang, I guess I got 180,000 miles on this thing already. No lights on the dash. The old Duramax, holding strong. Quite relieving to have that clock spring back in the Duramax. I've been driving it with the airbag light and really no airbag for like 4 months now. So that's all taken care of. And now I'm just gonna finish up the rest of the maintenance I gotta do on that. We got wipers and oil change, and then that truck will be ready to go to GAT. We got a few more things to do on the car. I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, we'll finish it up. We'll clean all the cars, get it loaded on the trailer, and we're gonna be leaving either late tonight or early tomorrow morning. I think I showed you guys a few videos ago how I won these door pull straps, but they were for a VA STI instead of the GR. Well, I reached out to the guys over at DID, and they made me some custom GR door pull straps, and you can see they're all in the Panzer theme, which is super sick, awesome touch. Before we go to Gatlinburg, got the dog logo on there as well. We're gonna get these installed in the car real quick. I don't think it's too hard. Just gotta pop the door panels off and take out the old ones. Pop these on. These little straps, they're gonna bolt to the cable itself that actuates the door, and that should be it. So let's get this thing hooked up. So just to show you guys what I did, essentially use your little 2 bolts and clamp the door cable in between with the 2 plates they provide. And now you are attached, and we can get our door panel back on, slide that through the handle slot, and we'll be done. Aha. There we go. So door lock still works. Can't get out. Unlock the door. But bam. We're good to go. That's pretty cool. So you can really pull it any way you want. You can pull it straight out. You can pull it forward. Whatever way you really prefer. So if you're chilling here, you want to get out, just bang, boom. It's a cool little added touch. I mean, might not be for everyone, but I like it, and I really like the customization aspect of it. I think it stands out. And the red obviously goes with all the red stitching and the little accents in here, so I think it's a good touch. Shout out DID for making these for me. Those are cool. I'll have their website linked in the description box below. I'm gonna knock out the other side, and then we got one last really special touch for under the hood. Last thing we got for the hatch is right here. This was made by Redline Fabrications. I'll have their Instagram also linked in the description. This thing's super cool. Mirror acrylic background. And then I've never had any of my social medias on the car, so this might be a help at the shows. Maybe promote myself a little bit more. But yeah, this is the hood prop. We'll get it installed on the car real quick, and I'll show you kind of what it looks like on the car. So I think on the car, especially at the shows, that's gonna be a super clean look. Kind of tucks the hood down a little bit so you can't see the underside of the hood, and then you can still see obviously everything in the engine bay, shades it off nice, and then we got the front end displayed with all the Panzer stuff. So I like it. Huge shout out to Redline Fabrications for getting that thing done before Gatlinburg, and yeah, I dig it. I'm gonna wrap this video up right here. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, peace out. See y'all later.